Hi everybody and welcome back to another CYT-Crypto news edition. Today we'll be going over the newslet and headlines that are happening in the crypto world today. So let's jump into what's happening just now in the markets as we speak. So just kind of jump over at the moment and just take this off and let you see kind of what's happening in the markets just now. And we'll jump over to the markets just now. Okay, so this is CoinMarketCap. And we're looking at market capitalization of just over 250 billion. That is actually up from earlier on. It was about 246 billion, so it's actually going up a wee bit. Bitcoin price is down to, or up to, whatever way you look at it, it's up to 7,831. It did reach a low of 7,700 in that kind of area just now. We've got Change, who's the biggest one. Solve has been listed on Upbit, and it kind of prominently, or very quickly, went up, or nearly doubled in price. And went up, but it's up by now 54%. Hedge Trade is up 38%, GX Chain is up 28%, Bytum, Rebane, Chainlink, VChain, Bitcoin, Inside Chain, Eternity, all up in greens as well. Kind of low greens, a lot of them. So we've got about 20% in the green and 80% in the red. Who's the biggest loser? We've got just now Ethereum Classic, only 9.36%. It has gone up a wee bit over the last couple of days, so we're expecting a kind of pullback. Tezos, Ravencoin, Maxminecoin, MadeSaveCoin, Cosmos, Lisk are all down as well. Not by that much, I have to say, but still in the red nonetheless. Bitcoin dominance, 55.6% at the moment. Okay, we'll just take a look at crypto bubbles just now and see what it's like over the last 24 hours, first of all. You can see here big green bubbles here for Hedge Trade. We kind of looked at that as well, just seeing that GX Chain and Solve as well, which has just been listed on Upbit. Got a couple of other bigger green bubbles, but predominantly in the red. So we are kind of bleeding again just now because of the Bitcoin price falling. We'll just look at it over the last hour, see if anything's changed much. Nah, not much. We're starting to turn a wee bit more greener over the last hour or so. So we'll take a look at the Bitcoin chart after this as well. But predominantly we're kind of reddish, so we're still bearish at the moment. Okay, so the Bitcoin chart, what we are just now, if we look at Bitcoin on the daily, so we have a price of 7,784. Now it did get down to 7,435 on a spike down to that. Kind of touched this line here, or nearly touched this support line, the 7,365. And kind of bounce back up from that. So what you're going to get in the news stories, most of the news stories are saying that we're going down to about $6,000 or $6,400. Now, there's a couple of scenarios we can have here. Obviously, we can go down, we can hit the support, which we've kind of hit already, or nearly hit, 6,370-ish, and kind of bounce back up from here and start to go back up, or just kind of trading in that channel between 7,400 and 8,400, so it'll be a $1,000 channel. We'll just go sideways and then we can shoot back up, or we can go back down. As I said, most of the news stories this week are very pessimistic, saying the Bitcoin is going to go back down and we're going to hit 6,000 again, or between 6,000 and 7,000. I'm of a different opinion, but we'll need to kind of wait and see how it plays out. And I'm going to share some news stories with you as well. So that's one scenario. It goes up to down to 7,000, bounces back up. Or the other scenario is we just go up from here and hit the 8,400 again and break through that and onwards and upwards to $11,000. So, or we could come down. If we break 7,370, we go down to around about 6,400, which is another level of support, and then we bounce back up from there. Or if we break 6,400, we're down to 6,160, which is strong support as well. This is on the daily, and it could bounce up from there. My theory is that the lowest we're going to go is the 50 EMA. The 50 EMA on the daily is around about 7,070. I don't think it's going to reach that, but I think that's the lowest we're going to go if we spike down there. And then we're going to bounce back up and do... Yeah, so I think the lowest we're going to come down to is about 7,000, say 7,070 or something before bouncing back up. And I think we're going to go up from here up to test the 8,400 again. Now we might reject 8,400, or we might kind of push past through that and go up to 9,000, 10,000, then 11,000. So we need to wait and see what happens on that. But the consensus is, if you look at most news stories, we're going to go down to about 6,000 6,400 before going back up. Now there is an alternative kind of news story here, which I quite liked. Bitcoin price analysis: is BTC about to post an FU reversal to 9k? So this is my kind of news article as well, and it's kind of what I was thinking. It's a contrarian kind of view of what everybody's kind of saying just now. So what is an FU reversal? The inverted FU reversal, the Bitcoin price FU reversal right now. Okay, so on the 4-hour BTC USD chart, we can see that an interesting pattern has been reappearing every time Bitcoin endures a flash crash or strong pump in BTC price, 7759. And we can see there on the chart, it's kind of come down. And this is the FU reversal. So first arrived on the scene during a major Bitcoin flash crash that happened May the 17th to 19th, where Bitcoin plummeted by more than 22% in a single day. And what was interesting about this particular crash was the BTC went on to make a miraculous recovery only 2 days later and even go on to print a new year-to-date high. So the remarkable reversal pattern has been coined as the FU reversal by Bitcoin's senior market analyst Phil Philp for obvious reasons. And this reversal has several unique features which help us to identify it from other reversal patterns. A is a sharp decline which is quickly snapped up by bullish traders. B, a brief dip. C, a short uptrend. D, a period of sideways consolidation. And E, a breakout from there. So we've kind of seen that a couple of times now. So the Bitcoin price FU reversal right now. So if we project the same pattern onto the current price activity now, we can see that also fits very well, surprisingly well in fact, and the price has just recovered from the opening dip, part B on the list, and now heading towards a short pump, part C. From there we'd like to see it begin travelling sideways, part D, while bullish traders begin to accumulate, part E. If all that happens, and it seems like that we could expect a strong surge to lift BTC back towards 8,300, potentially as early as 9 o'clock today. From there, bullish traders could use that level as strong support and go on to retest 9k. So what they're saying, within 12 hours, this could go on to test 8,300. Now it did go up to around about the $8,000 again, 7,900 went up to, and it's come back down since. But so we need to wait and see if the FU reversal pattern is going to happen. This news story, it's not really a news story, but it's interesting. This is from the Working Money channel, and he kind of follows Bearable Guy 123. I don't know if you've heard about Bearable Guy 123. He was the guy that posted, he's posting kind of lots of cryptic clues about the Bitcoin, the XRP price, sorry, not the Bitcoin price, the XRP price, and he posts lots of different clues that have seemingly come true, and we've kind of looked at this over the last kind of 5 years or something. He says it's going to go to 589. He's posted another clue, and this is from the Working Money channel, and they're really asking, is this going to be the new gold standard? Could Bearable Guy 123 be predicting that XRP will be pegged to gold? So they've come to about, he's come to about this in a very convoluted way, that it could be pegged to gold. And there's other kind of news articles saying there's something big coming out in the next couple of days about XRP, but they're really saying that they've kind of bought over a company, or they've bought over someone or something. I don't quite know what it is yet, but it kind of plays in line with my kind of spidey senses with XRP. I think it's going to go up big time very, very soon. I honestly don't know when. TA wise, it's looking good from a TA point of view as well. It's looking to cross over on the daily. So XRP BTC we'll look at instead of the dollar. A lot of people look at the dollar. I'll just look at BTC value. So this is on the daily, and we're looking to cross over here. It didn't quite happen as quickly as I thought it was going to, but we're looking to cross over. It's currently 5,120 just now. We're fluctuating just now, but we've not crossed over since September 2018, and that's when I was kind of talking round about here at the beginning of September. I said this is going to blow, it's going to blow up, it's going to blow up. We're seeing a similar pattern here as well. So what we're seeing here, if we look down here, so on 12th of August, we kind of went up, or XRP went up by about 42%. Same thing happened round about the 13th or 12th of May. If we kind of look at this, went up by 40%. Then it came down, and it's coming down just now. Went up a little bit, not by that much, which you can see the same pattern here. And then we started going up after that, and it kind of jumped up, what, 180%. And I think it's going to be more sustained for XRP as well. And that's just a kind of pattern that kind of formed before. So I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen again, but it's very similar as to what happened back in September as well. So I think something is going on with XRP. Don't know what it is. Spidey sensors are really working overtime just now, the intuition. So much so that I got out of all the trades I was in. I was in Matic as well last night. I got out that trade with a 10% profit, jumped back in to XRP and basically put everything, all my trading money, into XRP. And I'll just hold just now. I'll just hold it until whatever it is that's going to happen happens. And I'll gauge it then, see how big it actually is. So I think that's going to happen with XRP. I'll post this video for you because it's really interesting. I know it's all very convoluted, but it's a bit fun as well. But it just does make you think with everything else that's kind of going out about XRP as well. It does make you think. Okay, Bitcoinist is asking, what is FOMO, or why you'll wait to buy Bitcoin at $80,000? So in 2018, there were several iterations of, if you bought Bitcoin in early 2017, you'd have made XYZ, for example, percent. Starting out below $1,000 in January 2017, BTC nearly topped $20,000 in mid-December of that same year. However, a lot of people the hype and the FOMO didn't really kick in until mid-November 2017, as BTC moved from $7,500 to $19,700 in just a few weeks. Enticed by the 1,800% gain in Cryptomania at fever pitch, people bought at what turned out to be the top. That's when a lot of people bought just now. So savvy investors know to buy the dip and take profits at the top, though BTC purists would prefer to hodl until Bitcoin inevitably moons. So with lessons learned, the narrative shifted to buying the dip, waiting for Bitcoin to fall sufficiently enough to form a logical re-entry point. So then in late 2018, BTC fell further 50% to a yearly low of 3,100. Smart money moved in at this point and buy now. Well, such investors are up 155%. So you probably already missed the bottom. So why would people prefer to come in at $80,000 per Bitcoin rather than $8,000 per Bitcoin? And it may have something to do with herd mentality, as Binance Research put it back in April 2019. While retail FOMO remains low, the big money players are gobbling up the lot. Big money players are either buying just now. Between Grayscale and Jack Dorsey's Cash App, buying up a total of 31% of BTC monthly supply. Those on the sidelines may already be too late to the party. That is, if you're waiting for the bottom, which may have already come and gone. So put it into perspective, if Bitcoin does hit 100,000, as some analysts predict, would it really matter if your entry is at 3K or 8K or even 15K? And that's what I keep saying all the time. It doesn't matter just now. This is why you should be dollar cost averaging or just buying a bit at a time if that's all you can afford monthly. Instead of buying a whole Bitcoin, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. Just buy 0.1 of a Bitcoin or 0.01 even, and just accumulate all the time. So it doesn't matter if it's $9,000 or $5,000 or $11,000, because if you know it's going to be $50,000 in a few years' time or $100,000, it doesn't matter. It's just going to be a blip on your kind of portfolio, just spending that extra $1,000 on Bitcoin. So that's why a lot of people are going to FOMO in. They're just going to get the hype. It's going to be on the mainstream news, and they're going to say, okay, now's the time to get in. When it's $50,000 or $100,000, we should be investing just now. We should be accumulating Bitcoin just now, and our favorite alts. And I'd say accumulate your favorite alts, the ones in the top 20. I wouldn't say start accumulating other ones. And that just now I've changed my kind of strategy from 2018. So what I was doing before in 2018, I was buying kind of these opportunities and looking at them. And there's a news story here that I'll just share with you as well. Dutch crypto exchange Blockport shuts down, vows to return. So Blockport, a cryptocurrency exchange based in the Netherlands, has been forced to close down due to lack of operating capital, but it's vowed to return. So this is Blockport, which I invested in. I think is about $6,000 to $10,000 investing. I can't even remember how much, because it was just going down all the time. It did go back up a wee bit to $2,000 worth, but then it's just kind of went bust now. More or less went bust. They have said they'll return, but my point was that what I was doing in 2018, at the very beginning of 2018, is buying supposedly promising cryptocurrencies or crypto projects, buying them and say, okay, I'm going to hold these. It's going to be worth a lot of money in 1, 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years time. But it ultimately turned out not to be. just turned out not to be. So that's a buy and hold strategy. That's not good, especially in a market, in a bull market, when Bitcoin was at $20,000 and other ones were kind of just shooting up. Ethereum was $1,500. You had Litecoin at $500. You had Neo kind of going up to $200 as well. Everything was just euphoric at that point. And I was just kind of buying loads of these wee ones thinking they could go up 10x, 20x, 30x. Not the right thing to do. However, buying and holding in this type of market, in a down market, or a lower market when Bitcoin is $8,000, that is a good time to buy and hold the top 20 cryptos. So I'd say buy the top 20 cryptos, and we'll look at the top 20 just now. And who would you buy and hold? What projects would you buy and hold? Bitcoin for sure. Ethereum for sure. XRP, a lot of people are 50-50. XRP is Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. So I would say for me, XRP definitely for sure. Bitcoin Cash, no way. Litecoin, yes. EOS, possibly. Binance Coin, definitely. Bitcoin SV, no way. Stellar, yes. Tron, possible. Cardano, 100%. Monero, yes. Dash, maybe. IOTA, yes. Cosmos, not so sure about. Ethereum Classic, yes. Neo, yes. Tezos, yes. NEM, yes. And a couple of others outside the top 20. So that'd be my thinking on it. That's what I would do from now. What I'm doing now is trading the smaller ones. So I would buy them, the likes of Matic, buy that, trade it, and kind of get more Bitcoin or get more XRP I'm doing just now. So that's what I'm doing with them. But the likes of Matic could 100x from here as well. And I think the newer ones, the IEOs that are coming out just now, the newer ones are much sexier than the kind of older coins or the older projects. So I think what we're going to see in the future, we're going to see a lot of people changing or rebranding. So like Neo did when it was AntShares, I think we're going to see a lot of rebranding with a lot of companies, a lot of the older projects. So that is just psychology. That's a thing. They have to do that to make them look kind of sexier. That's not the right word for it, but that's the kind of term that comes to mind just now. So I think that's going to happen. Okay, I'll just move on with the news. So that was FOMO. Putin, this is supposedly breaking, but we heard about this a couple of months ago. Putin and the Kremlin looking to invest heavily in blockchain and AI. So the Russian economist Vladislav Genko is well known for his past bold claims concerning Russia's interest with Bitcoin. Recently, he rushed to Twitter exclaiming, "Breaking! Putin aims to heavily increase investments into new technologies, including AI and blockchain. This topic will be one of the topics scheduled to be discussed in Kremlin during the meeting with Russian billionaire Viktor Vekselberg tomorrow." And this was on June the 3rd, so they've already spoken. And that was yesterday. So they're saying Putin is going to invest heavily, understandably so as well, with the sanctions that are kind of in Russia just now from America. America's going to get left behind. There's no doubt with the SEC and all the kind of regulations that they're trying to put onto people. And Kik, the news story that Kik, the SEC are kind of suing Kik just now, saying they shouldn't have released or raised 100 million back in 2017 from their ICO. They've done it illegally. So with that happening, America's really going to get left behind. The likes of Russia, and you're going to get other European countries as well, and South American countries, they're really going to go in for it. China as well, they're going to go in for crypto in a big way, and America is just going to be way, way behind. So Russia is going to get in big. If they do, Bitcoin is going to explode again. We've been saying this for ages, but I think it's going to explode again. New report find DAPPS useless. EOS users are mostly bots. So this is a news story from Bitcoinist again, from Christina Combin, has said the majority of blockchain DAPPS, including EOS, are clunky, slow, and struggling to attract users. Now, according to a shocking report by AntChain, they're also rife with traffic and bot traffic. So AntChain find bot activity is rampant in EOS DAPPS. So AntChain uses AI to detect any suspicious activity amongst blockchain DApps and to monitor transactions in what is the largest study of blockchain DApps and bot activity to date. The intelligence firm analysed millions of transactions from the top 10 EOS gambling DApps. And gambling DApps on EOS make up the majority of all transaction volume, accounting for around 65%. What they found was disturbing. So in the first quarter of 2019, blockchain bots made up 51% of unique accounts and more than 75% of transactions, as this report states. In other words, every day the equivalence of $6 million USD in transaction volume is driven by bad bots. EOS is the number one DApp blockchain with 480 million in weekly transaction volume. So in short, it turns out it wasn't just a suspicion or bias. Blockchain DApps are in fact more useless than we thought. So it's kind of damning report there from Christina Combin and from Bitcoinist about DApps in general. So it's not good for EOS. It doesn't look good for EOS or indeed Ethereum. Can I share this with you? Dutch crypto exchange Blockport closes down. Retail giant Carrefour saw sales boost from blockchain tracking. So French retail giant Carrefour has attributed a recent increase in sales to its use of blockchain tracking. So Carrefour's blockchain project manager Emmanuel Delaram told Reuters on Monday that the use of blockchain ledger technology to track meat, milk and fruit from farm to supermarket has increased sales of these products. So this is good news for blockchain, good news for the underlying technology behind the cryptocurrencies as well. So I'll post this link for you as well. I'm trying to get through as quick as possible. Bitcoin scaling breakthrough, STATECHAIN offers DEX for any user. So this is a story in a blog post June 4th. Rubson Somson, creator of STATECHAINs, argued that off-chain scaling was obligatory for Bitcoin to succeed, and that his tools solve some of the problems associated with alternatives such as Lightning Network. We all know about Bitcoin being slow and clunky just now, and they're looking at ways to kind of make it speed it up. And there's various kind of solutions come out. The latest one, Lightning Network, there's other ones came out as well. But this one, STATECHAIN, Bitcoin has no choice but to scale via the second layer. It is therefore absolutely crucial that this kind of technology gets built. And he wrote, we need many different layers that make different trade-offs so people can pick the layer that best suits their needs. So that story, Bitcoin is going to get faster eventually. They're just being slow to find it just now, or find a solution just now. Crypto analysts betting on Bitcoin collapse to $6,000 just now. One of the most popular crypto analysts on YouTube says he's betting on Bitcoin dropping all the way down to $6,000. Nicholas Merton, aka DataDash, says the price of Bitcoin needs to push well above the $8,000 mark in order to prevent another plunge in the price. If that doesn't happen soon, Merton says BTC appears to be on track to continue its recent reversal. And he says, with the volume that we're getting, if this continues to build, we're already outpacing yesterday's volume here for early in the day for June the 4th. That was yesterday. I'd have no doubt that if we can't get past $8,000, which we're pushing quite close to, if we can get past this resistance level here around $8,000 range and really start moving up with some serious volume, I'm really betting on this going back to $6,000. So that's what Nicholas Merton is saying, and he's betting on his DataDash as well. So a lot of people are saying this as well. Where is Bitcoin just now? XRP's gone down to 5,112 BTC USD. At the time of this video, at 1400 GMT or BST, 7,774. So we're looking to get past that 8,000 mark. His psychological barrier, if we can get past that, we could get up again to 8,400, break on through to 9,000. So we need to wait and see. Okay, that's it for today. That's your news stories for today. Hit the likes, everybody, if you want to hit the likes and subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment below this channel. Let me know what you think of the channel, if you think I could do anything better to make it more interesting. I try and speak as quickly as possible, so you don't have to play this at 1.5 times the speed, but you generally speak quickly anyway. So just let me know in the comments what you think, and I will get back to you on every single comment. Okay, until tomorrow, namaste. Take care. Bye now.